Look who's here. We've got former Trump campaign economic advisor and fast food CEO Andy Puzder joins me now. The Comey rally today. Is the media missing a story about growth here?
Oh, the media is absolutely. Look, everybody's focused on this obstruction and collusion, and there is none. And the market knows it. The market's out there. The market is hot because they're looking at the economic data. The economic data is all good. If the economic data that we're looking at today, if this was the Obama administration, we wouldn't be talking about anything but the economic data. I mean, the number of people working since the beginning of the year up 400,000, 600,000 full-time jobs. We actually lost 200,000 part-time jobs, which is good. Median household income increased more in the first 3-4 months of this year than it increased in the entire 7.5 years.
That's just cutting back on the vegetation of rules, right? And it's not even a tax and health reform agenda. It's rules.
You are incentivizing businesses, CEOs and business owners to build and to grow.
Look at the president responding to questions about James Comey at a press conference today.
James Comey confirmed a lot of what I said. And some of the things that he said just weren't true. No collusion, no obstruction. He's a leaker.
Did he ask for a pledge of loyalty from you? That's another thing he said.
No, he did not.
So he said those things under oath. Would you be willing to speak under oath to give your version of those events?
100%.
100%. Testify under oath. Think that's going to happen?
No. He's the President of the United States. He shouldn't have to testify under oath. But I think it's wonderful that he said he would. Look. This is so much flack, so much ridiculousness, just trying to prevent the president from accomplishing his agenda. His agenda is economic growth. He's already proving that he can achieve economic growth. He's creating jobs. He's increasing incomes. He's doing all the things that scare the Democrats and the progressives to death. Because after 7.5 years of an Obama recovery where we got nothing, if in a very short period of time President Trump can prove that he really can drive, with these free enterprise principles, drive economic growth, they're in trouble.
That means the Dems don't take back the House in the midterms.
They don't take back anything for a long time.
The House moving forward to repeal, again, those onerous financial regulations that stymie economic growth, stop small business loans and the like. And President Trump pushing his infrastructure plan, just like we said. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin in Canada on trade deals. I mean, I just have to ask you again, where's the airtime on these stories?
There isn't any. Everything gets sucked up in this, this Russian investigation, which everybody who's testified, the head of the NSA, National Security, the former FBI director, everybody, there's no there there. There's just no there there.
Do you think it was good the president didn't tweet?
Yes. He didn't have to. On this one, he didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
No, I think people who saw... Look, this was a disgruntled employee talking about his former employer who terminated him. I mean, what did people expect him to say? They knew he wasn't going to come out in a friendly way.
Yeah, let's head over to the UK. After Queen Elizabeth gave her formal approval, British Prime Minister Theresa May introduced her plan to ensure certainty in a new coalition government split with Britain's Labour Party. And here's what happened. We reported live last night. The breaking news happened during the show. The shock-snap election result that cost Theresa May's Conservative Party its parliamentary majority. Let's take a look at the European markets. London's FTSE and the Paris CAC each closing about 1% higher. Now, the pound did suffer its worst day this year. It's stuck at around $1.27. The FTSE charging higher on the pound's weakness. Andy, it looks like Theresa May won't resign. But what is this whole problem and what's going on with the UK? What does that mean for security, given the recent wave of terror attacks?
Well, I think I heard this morning from our friend from Varney, our English friend who was over in London, that one of the reasons was security. That's why that she hadn't addressed the security issue sufficiently, and therefore people voted for this other candidate. I can't understand why the other candidate would get any votes. He was really kind of a progressive. But I don't know what it means for security. I think it looks like things are a mess over there.
I mean, the Labour Party's blocked tougher terror laws to counter terror, right?
So I don't know what they thought they were achieving. We'll have to wait and see.
Is there concern here? I mean, Brexit was temporary, and then there was a pullback, and the market retraced. I mean, are you concerned about what's going on in the UK, especially with the, again, I have to say it again, the terror attacks over there?
I'm more concerned with the terror attacks. That's really a humanitarian problem, and we should all be very, very concerned about that. But I think the big deal is the government. Now, they need a solid, stable government.
All right, look at this. Let's get back to the markets. Apple down nearly 4% today. Netflix down nearly 5%. Let's get back to the bull market and people's wallets. Do you think the market's running out of steam with these tech stocks?
No, I think the tech stocks, they've hit some highs. People are going to take profits. That's what people do. And I think on good results, they'll go up more. So I think it's just there were some look, Apple was in summer last year was like $100,
yeah,
and now it's 150. You're going to take some money off the table.
And the president again moving forward on his agenda. Here's what's going on: the CEOs of the largest tech companies, including Apple's Tim Cook, Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Oracle's co-CEO Safra Catz, will meet at the White House to get government computers to talk to each other instead of throwing money, taxpayer money, down rat holes where there's creaky, rickety computer systems that really don't work. There's inefficiency there. I mean, it's going to be led by Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. Are you seeing with your sources that the government workforce is saying, whoa, we have to get on the stick here and like step up to the plate because the Trump administration is forcing them to?
Yeah, this is the Office of American Innovation and Workforce Development. And I've been working with Reed Cordish on the workforce development side of that office. Chris Liddell used to be with Microsoft, is on the technology side, and Jared and Ivanka are both very involved. And this is a big deal to the president. This is something he's going to push very hard. And I think he said today that he wasn't elected to continue a broken system. He was elected to fix it.
Yeah, so he's elected to fix it, but still, I mean, we're going to go into the weekend with the weekend talk shows all about James Comey, right? And, yes, and the push is on to build an impeachment case against the president. Where do you see this playing? How do you see it playing out? Well,
there's nothing to build an impeachment case on. First of all, there's no evidence that would justify an impeachment. There's been no infractions that would justify an impeachment. And the Republicans control the House of Representatives, so there's not going to be an impeachment. So that's a waste of time. But again, supported by their media allies, their liberal media allies, the left, the Democrats, the progressives, are very afraid of this president's success, and they're going to do whatever they can to stop him. The American people, hopefully, will see that he's acting in their best interest, and in 2 years or 4 years, he's going to be able to ask that famous Reagan question, is your life better now than it was when I was elected?
You know, behind a lot of the poison that's been in the electoral system, it traces back to James Comey. Kimberly Strassel made that point at the Wall Street Journal.
I read her article. It was really,
what did you think?
She's one of my favorite writers. She's very, very thoughtful. And you think about it. He handled Clinton much the same way he handled the situation with Donald Trump.
Right.
He goes out and throws a lot of stuff in the air and
takes
then
it upon himself to do it. Yeah.
And I'm the guy. And by the way, there's no violation. He seems to like to control people in power. And that's very dangerous in an FBI director. I think firing him was absolutely the right thing to do. Well,
when you think about it, and we're going to make this case again later in the show, Loretta Lynch interfered with the HRC Hillary Clinton email investigation when she said to James Comey, call it a matter, not an investigation. James Comey interfered when he took upon himself to do that press conference. Where's the special counsel into that? Where are the memos all about that?
Not only wasn't there a special counsel, but Comey did exactly what she said to do. And never reported it, never came out and complained about it, never made, didn't resign. He just continued on.
They didn't recuse themselves, yeah, right?
It's funny, like until he's challenged and has to testify and gets fired, none of these things seem to come up. They only come up after he's fired, which is a little suspicious.